I couldn't have gotten her to Westfield for them to help her out, that she wouldn't be here, because by the time they would take her to Jamestown or Dunkirk, to them hospitals, she never would have made it.
But with Tom, my husband now, he has a defibrillator pacemaker, and it shocked him once, just recently. And if the emergency crew hadn't been able to come, he wouldn't have made it.
Speaking on behalf of the town board and the entire community of Ripley, we think it's critically important that our Westfield Hospital emergency room stays open. A lot of good reasons for that. The impact on volunteers, the employment, the snow that we get, and the severe storms that we get. But the most critical thing is the fact that Westfield Memorial Hospital emergency room saves lives.
I think it's very important to everybody around here. It's very quick, convenient. They're very nice people. I know the Amish go there a lot, actually, and if they had to go somewhere like Jamestown, that could actually cost them their lives.
I volunteer with the Hartfield Fire Department. I just think it's really important because, well, since we're juniors, they train us for when we're older, that we can just go for like EMS and stuff like that and just help save lives.
The Westfield Hospital emergency room in the hospital itself is very self-sufficient. They got a highly trained staff down there. They're very good with patients. The patient turnaround in and out for minor stuff is very good. It would be a very devastating on this area in Western New York if they were to close this emergency room.
People's lives depend on the quickness in an emergency, and we're going to take that away from them if we lose Westfield's emergency room.
Anybody who's ever done CPR, I mean, doing CPR is exhausting. I mean, and we do it in town here, and like I say, most of our runs, from the time we pick up the patient to the hospital, there's probably 15 minutes at the most. And when you get to the hospital doing CPR, you're exhausted. I can't imagine what it's like if you're going to be doing that for 30 to 45 minutes, doing CPR in the back of a rig going down the road. I mean, you got a golden hour that they talk about to save lives, and we're blowing our golden hour right out of the water.
In the summertime, in the 9 weeks of summer season at Chautauqua Institution, our primary calls are rescue calls. We do approximately 300 calls in the summertime.
Ripley Ambulance Squad takes approximately 200 patients to Westfield Hospital every year. Our average turnaround time is 60 minutes. If Westfield Hospital emergency room closes, that turnaround time is going to be anywhere from 2 to 2.5 hours.
It's critical that they keep the emergency room open with I-90 where it is, right beside us, and the train tracks. We need to save the ER.
Westfield Memorial Hospital services over 13 small communities like ours. And if we lose that, we're going to lose a lot of lives.
Just been here too many years and seen what Westfield Hospital can do to help us save lives. It's just a very critical part of this area.
This emergency room saves lives and has to stay open.
Communities in this area need to unite and stay strong and go after the state and try to prove our point that we really need the Westfield Memorial Hospital.
The senior citizens are in critical situations more often than just somebody who's not a senior. And heart attacks, strokes, and things such as that, it's going to wipe out a lot of people who could be saved easily and quickly if they could get to an emergency room within that golden period of time.
It's wrong for the state to say, in the name of efficiency, we're going to close this and basically slam the door in the face of people who need this kind of care.
If the emergency room at Westfield Memorial Hospital closes, I think it would be one of the saddest things that could happen here in Chautauqua County. Not only for the elderly, the Amish, just everyone in need. My late husband was alive a good 7 or 8 years longer than he would have been had it been not for our emergency squad.
The Westfield emergency room is essential to the health and well-being of the people in Chautauqua County. Without it, we have a major hole and everyone is at risk.
To even think about closing the Westfield
hospital exempts is absolutely devastating to our entire area, not just Westfield, but also Ripley, Sherman, Dunkirk, Fredonia. They do not have the time for emergency vehicles to come in, pick up people and transporting to Erie or Jamestown or Dunkirk. It cannot happen. We are going to lose lives.
911 emergency. I've been a resident of Westfield for 32 years, and I cannot imagine having a patient transported 30 to 40 miles to a hospital who's either critically injured or ill. It's just ludicrous that the state would think that a system like that would work.
You're risking people's lives and you're risking people's health to save a few dollars, and that is not something that we're happy with. This is a very small community. The community that's served by Westfield Hospital is small. We're hoping that that doesn't mean that we don't matter.
Copy 1201.